Good day and welcome back to 360 TV for this live coverage of Global Campus versus Five Islands. Global Campus won the toss and decided to bowl first, opening the batting for Five Islands Asher Cornelius and Dravid Richardson. Well, a popular first name there for Richardson. Almost certain he's probably named after the Indian batting great Rahul Dravid. Well, if Dravid Richardson is anything close to Rahul Dravid, well, we're in for a good show here. Extremely talented batsman Rahul Dravid in his day. So Jaden Wilson opens the bowling. So cut away, runs immediately here for Five Islands. They get two off the first ball. Of course, apologize for slightly late start. Some of the players got some difficulty in getting to the ground on time. We're fun running now. Struck down the ground. Just partially stopped by Wilson. It's a half chance really. Couldn't hold on though. To just push onto the offside. So mix up there between the two. Yes, no, yes, no. Just pulling away from that shot for the last moment, Cornelius. Decent start here by Wilson. Bowling a sort of off stump line or just outside the off stump. Attempted pull shot, not where he intended it to go. So at the end of the first over, UWI Islands batting first there, 3 without loss. Moses Lendo is the captain of Global for this match. This one is pulled away. Did it go all the way? Yes, it did. So 6 runs to Cornelius. First boundary of the match off the bat of Cornelius. So 9 without loss now. Javid Wilson is a new bowler for Five Islands, for Global Campus rather. Not sure if they're related, but the two Wilson players opening the bowling here. This one is pulled away. That'll be 4 more. Off to a quick start here, Cornelius. Scored all the runs so far. Not yet getting to face a delivery, Richardson. So 13 without loss. He was short and stringed down that leg side and just helped it on its way. There, Cornelius. 13 off 10. Of course, a lot cooler now than it was during the first game earlier today between UWI Mona and UWI Caville. So again down the leg side. Struggling to get the right line here, Javid. Sloppy feeling there. Allows the batsman to complete 2, so that's the end of 2 overs, and at the end of it, UWI Five Islands being sent into bat first. Oh, my apologies, there's still one delivery to go in this over. Still not facing any deliveries just yet, Richardson. Just flicked onto the leg side. Now finally bring the over to close, and at the end of it, Five Islands now 17 without loss. So some women's cricketers there doing some training as well. To Jaden Wilson starts his second over. Struck over the long on boundary. Well, seem to take a couple bounces into the fence. So yeah, good shot there by Cornelius yet again. So he races to 20. Still not facing any deliveries yet, Richardson. Just looking on at the other end so far. Swing and a miss, it gets past the keeper. So it'll sneak up by as well. Finally, Richardson will be on strike for the next ball. Try to cut that one, Richardson. Driven by Richardson, but finds the fielder. Lendor, the global captain, does the fielding. Of course, this is the debut games for Five Islands. Never competed at the U Games before. Of course, Five Islands are fairly new campus when you compare it to UWI Mona and Cave Hill and St. Augustine. Of course, UWI Mona was the first UWI in the Caribbean since 1948. So Richardson just gets off the mark. He's on one off, just 3 deliveries faced. Not a bad start here by Five Islands, going along at 8 runs and over. Dot delivery to end by Wilson, so just about 5 runs off that third over at the end of 3, 23 without loss. Looks like we're going to have a bowling change quite quickly here. Looks like it's going to be Zachariah and Nana. He'll bowl from the northern end of the ground. So first dose of spin in this match. Just cuts away by Richardson. Driven down the ground. Will get 4 runs. 4 more to Cornelius. Yeah, just take a look at the replay of that one. It seems to be a full pitch ball there by Nana. Yeah, half volley really outside the off stump, and that one raced along the carpet for 4. Then he's bowled him. So Asher Cornelius, after a promising start, he raced to 24 of just 18 deliveries, and now he has to depart. About to say Nana is holding that ball behind his back, almost hiding the grip of the ball. So you see a lot of spinners try that, especially Sunil Narayan, former West Indies spinner. Try that. He does that very often, even still to this day when he bowls in the IPL and other franchise T20 leagues. So Nana gets the first wicket for his team. Well, a very interesting name, this new batter, Ronaldo Antigua. Of course, Antigua studies in Antigua, and of course, Five Islands, this campus is based in Antigua, so. And his first name is Ronaldo, very popular first name indeed. Not sure if he was named after Ronaldo from Brazil or Cristiano Ronaldo of Portugal. Either way, he needs to step up for his team here. They need a partnership after the loss of Cornelius, who was batting well. Fairly balanced start to this game, 28 for 1 in over number 4. Five Islands batting first, being sent into bat by Global Campus. So Antigua gets ready to face. And this was a very low delivery. That pitch extremely low. Not out, says the umpire. Looked like a close shot there. They were confident. Global Campus, but not out given. Yeah, certainly pitching way outside the off stump and probably angling down the leg side. So good decision there by the umpire. That one kept a lot. This one driven, quick single taken. $29 for 1. So 29 for 1 now after 4 overs. We've Five Islands batting first in this contest against Global Campus. So we're going to see spin from both ends now. Yeah, McKaylee Worrell will be the new bowler. Driving this one onto the offside. Gets by skipper Lendo, so single to Antigua. Yeah, so it's amazing just look being around the UWI games, hearing all the different accents around. Of course, Barbadian, Jamaican, Trinidadian, of course, but a lot of the smaller islands as well. Just pushed onto the leg side. Yeah, so no team really in this game really dominating proceedings so far. Very balanced start. This one trying to cut this one, but that one seemed to keep a bit low. Seeing some uneven bonks so far in this match so far. Just one run off this over so far, bowled by Worrell. And so the dot delivery, so excellent start by Worrell. Just a single off it, and at the end of 5 overs, 5 islands, 30 for 1. So just going along now at 6 runs and over 5 islands, 30 for 1. So Zachariah Nana, who took the first wicket, he starts his second over, just still hiding that grip behind his back. This one play on a miss by Antigua. So another play on a miss. This one misfield there by, yeah, that's number 24, Marlon Young. So allow an extra run there, so they come back for 2 quick runs. Again, another play on a miss by Antigua. Dot balls kind of piling up now in these last couple overs. Of course, in this format of the game, you want to keep the scoreboard ticking over. And there's a full toss by Nana, but not punished by Antigua. Just hits it straight to mid-wicket. So just pushing forward to this one. So what's an over there by Nana? Just 2 runs off that over. So at the end of, that brings the power play to an end as well. So bit of a slow start here for 5 islands at the end of 6 overs there. 33 for 1. Worrell will start his second over. Just conceded 1 run in his first over, so it's very making scoring very difficult here for this Five Islands pair of Antigua and a play and a miss. Going through the overs quite quickly here. Global Campus, this one swept. Just get a single, so single to Richardson. Yeah, both Antigua and Richardson going along quite slowly here. Antigua 4 off 11. Richardson is 3 off 12. This one driven, but so Yorker length delivery, so couldn't do much with that one. Antigua really keeping things really tight here. The Global Campus. So Jen just pushed onto the offside, another dot ball. Well, I'm averaging probably at least 20 dot balls in this innings already. Again, just cutting that one. Well fielded. Wanted a second run there. Antigua, but Richardson wasn't interested, so another tight over that one. Five Islands struggling to get a move on here. They're 35 for 1. Yeah, going through the overs quite quickly here. Zachary Nana, who took the only wicket so far for Global Campus, he will start his third over. Got a Yorker length delivery again, just kept out by Antigua. Of course, when I say Antigua, I'm not speaking of the country, I'm talking about the batsman on strike now. So it's cut away, runs here for... I thought it had a better chance. 2 runs good running there by Richardson and Antigua, so 2 more to the total. Yeah, so 38 for 1 now. Yeah, I can't help but think about all the accents I'm hearing around St. Augustine campus. It reminds me of when the popular... what's his name? I Show Speed. We did a Caribbean tour recently. He was very popular streamer. He was in many countries that he visited in the Caribbean. He would ask a lot of the people he spoke to try to slow down a bit. I can't quite understand. So I remember when he was in Jamaica, he had to ask the Jamaican guy to repeat himself, and after a while the Jamaican guy just decided to put on an American accent. Well, his version of an American accent, so Speed would understand. Yeah, we tend to talk pretty quickly in the Caribbean, especially Trinidadians and Barbadians. This one is driven, but Ken can't. Bowling a length that is very difficult to get going. Nana bowling that sort of Yorker length that makes life difficult for these batsmen. So end of another decent over for Global Campus, and now it's after 8 overs, 43 for 1. Yes, over number 9 is about to start. Worrell, like most of the bowlers so far, he's right into his third over, just conceding 3 runs. Worrell making scoring almost impossible here for Richardson and Antigua. Richardson especially really struggling here. He's 5 or 15 deliveries. Something has to give here soon, because can't continue like this. If it continue like this, they'll just get 106, and that will be a very low total. Just a 1 wicket down so far. Yeah. It's an appeal for an LBW, just a half-hearted appeal on that occasion. Struck onto the offside. Was not drop catch that one, going into the ground. Ready into over number 9 here. 5 Islands still just not even, can't get to 50 just yet. Another dot delivery. Dot balls really piling up here. 5 dot balls already in this over. This one a player and miss, a missed-stumping opportunity there. And at the end of another over there by Worrell. Believe it's just a single off here. Looking at that replay. Yeah, missed opportunity. Yeah, so Antigua gets a life. So Global continue to keep things very quiet here for 5 Islands. They're 44 for 1. Driven down the ground. Just be a single, a bubble there gives away another run. Not the best time for number 24 in the field. Just his name just slipped me at the moment. Goes down again to same fielder. Ken can't stop the second run. Number 24, that's Marlon Young. Because a lot of these players in these university teams at different stages of their career. Some would have represented their national youth teams over the years. Like earlier we saw Antonio Morris, captain of the KFL team. He's a former national youth player for Barbados. So driven down the ground, more work to do here for Young. Better feeling this time by Young, and his teammates appreciate it because he's had a tough time down there at the long on, long off region. So picking it up cleanly there, and his teammates gave him a round of applause for that effort. That single also brought up the single for Five Islands, so 50 for 1, but we're already into over number 10, so slow progress here for Five Islands. Another play and a miss. It gets by the keeper. Yeah, well, a no ball signal as well. So free hit coming for Five Islands. So shot down the ground. Didn't get all of it, but it will land safely. Come back for 2 comfortable runs here. Our Shaquille George doing the fielding. So not a bad over for Five Islands. Yeah, more than 10 runs coming off this over bowl by Nana. So is this just the over that Five Islands was looking for? This one a chance for a run out. An appeal for a run out. Yeah, I think he's waiting for confirmation. I'm not sure. Well, the batsman seemed to injured himself. Yeah, just gonna have a look at the replay. It was a very close call here. Seems that he took off and sent back by his. Yeah, and injured himself there. Yeah, that's Richardson. Well, due to the injury, the players will take a short drinks break. We'll be right back. Yeah, so the players just completed a drinks break, so Richardson trying to dive to make it back to his ground. He just was confirmed that he just made it back to his crease. Yeah, so going along pretty slowly here. Still 5 islands, but they have wickets in hand. Still 9 wickets in hand, so they could afford to take a few risks. I'm almost sure they will in this as the second half of this inning starts. They'll certainly sure they'll like to get a score of at least 130, 140 batting first. If they continue at this rate, they'll just get around 115 or so. Just pushed on the ground. Skipper Moses Lendor, he comes into the attack now. Yeah, 58 for 1 now. Into for number 11. Yeah, just take a look at the strike rates of Richardson and Antigua. Both just going along at a wrong strike rate of around 50 or so. Yeah, that partnership coming in 30, coming up, taking up 42. Took 42 deliveries to bring up that 30-run partnership. This one attempted cut shot. So this one struck in the air, but landed safely just to the right of that field at a short extra cover position. Yeah, the fielder there was Worrell. Yeah, thought he was in with a chance for a while, Worrell, but it's on a big swing and a miss. A long stride forward there, Antigua, but seems to keep that foot down. It's on a wide down the leg side. So pushing this one down the ground. What they think of too will be a close call, and a better throw would have made that a bit more interesting, but showing a little bit more urgency and intensity now. 5 islands in the last couple overs. Really trying to get that scoreboard ticking over. Okay, that one keeping a bit low. I'll bring 11 overs to an end, and at the end of 11, 5 islands, 64 for 1. So we're going to have another bowling change. Seen coming into bowl now is Mario Vanterpook. Yeah. Vanterpool, my apologies. Mario Vanterpool. This one was well wide, but got some bat on it. Will go down close to the boundary. That looked like George doing the fielding. 65 for 1 now. A much slower spin bowler, Van der Poel, compared to Worrell and Nana, who's also seen in this. Also just giving the ball a lot of fly. This one is in the air and he's out caught. So it was a gift, really. It was a full toss when skipper Moses Lindor takes the catch. So Van der Poel breaks his partnership. He gets a wicket off his very first ball. Yeah, just have a look at that one again. Yeah, so 65 for 2 now. Yeah, it was a low full toss and struck straight to Lendo at an extra cover position, and they lose another wicket, 5 Islands. Now 65 for 2. Yeah, Hobson is the new batsman for 5 Islands. This one pulled away, very first ball, so off the mark. With a bang there, Hobson. First ball, gets a 6, clears the square leg boundary. Yeah, that one was short and string down the leg side, really begging to be hit, that one. So is Hobson the man to sort of improve the scoring rate now for 5 Islands? You'll find out. Really showing a lot of intent immediately. So down the ground, it's in the air and just over the head of skipper Lendor. So that's back-to-back 6s by Hobson. He's really showed his ball striking ability in immediately here. What an eventful over this has been. We've seen the wicket of a wicket fall and then followed by back-to-back 6s. Again, that's 6 more. So 3 6s in a row. Hobson has raced to 18 off 3 deliveries. This match has changed. All of a sudden, despite losing a wicket in that over, they increase the scoring rate quite significantly now. 83 for 2, 5 Islands. So the lights are on now at the UWI spec and at the UWI Senegal Sun campus. UWI Games 2026, just a few days left at these games. Blendo will start his second over, just making some adjustments to his feel. So again, keeping low. Seen a lot of uneven bonks in this match so far, so it will prove trickier as well, I'm sure, for the global batsmen. So I think maybe one. See that projected score 138. Anything around 140, 145 maybe. Very competitive on this surface. You see, the surface seems a bit tricky. That uneven bounce. So Hobson has certainly entertained a bit. He's taken just 3 deliveries to catch up to Richardson's score of 18. What a start for Hobson. It's been quite spectacular, really. Hitting 3 sixes in his first 3 balls. So cut away, more runs here. So 2 more to the total. Score moves along now to 86 for 2. Five Islands starting to some momentum swinging now, despite the loss of that wicket in the last over. Hobson has come in and really changed this game. He's on 20 or 5 deliveries. Yeah, both Richardson and Hobson on 20, but it's coming very different scoring rates. Hobson 20 of just 6 deliveries. Richardson, Richardson on 21 actually, Hobson on 20. Richardson bit on the slow side, he's 21 off 29. Hobson, well, if Hobson continues at this rate and he bats most of these remaining overs, they will get a very healthy total. They probably could get around the 150 mark, certainly. Five Islands. Wilson, who bowled 2 overs to start the innings, he will come back into the attack. So 90 for 2. You just feel as though momentum now going to Five Islands. And the man who has such a game a bit, it has been Hobson. Since the fall of that second wicket, he's really come to the crease and really batted very well here so far. A light fading here now at the UWI St. Augustine campus. UWI Games 2026. You tuned into 360 TV. It's a privilege to bring you these games. Of course, 10 sporting disciplines happening across venues throughout Trinidad. Of course, at least 4 of the sports being held here at the St. Augustine campus for netball as well, volleyball, table tennis, basketball and cricket, and football. So more than half of the sports taking place on the campus. Of course, swimming was held earlier this week. That was held at the National Aquatic Centre in Couva, which for those listening from outside of Trinidad, that's about maybe a 35 minute drive from the St. Augustine campus. And the track and field is on tomorrow at the Hazy Crawford Stadium, which is also maybe a 20-25 minute commute from the campus. So yeah, track and field on tomorrow. That's expected to be bring some more excitement to these games. Just 2 singles off this third over, bowled by Wilson. So just pushed onto the offside. It'll bring Hobson back on strike. Yeah, smart cricket probably just to get some singles here now. Richardson and Hobson is batting at a strike rate of 300 at the moment. Son pulled away, well, attempted pull shot, but didn't get hold of it. And he's out caught, so that's the wicket there with, and he's disgusted with himself. Hobson, he punches the air in disgust. He was moving along quite quickly and really giving 5 Islands the edge so far in this match. But yeah, another didn't get on top of it and just got a top edge and the fielder. Yeah, that was number 74. Yeah, Andrew Smith running to his right from mid-off and completed a fairly comfortable catch. So Global Campus, that's a wicket if they've wanted. They get Hobson out for 21 and 5 Islands now 93 for 3. Yeah, so Hobson had to depart there for a quick 21. Dequan Martin is the new batsman. He gets off the mark immediately. Martin single down to Lendo. So I'm tempted to flick that one away. Well, initially I thought it was going down the leg side, but Pius Samuels has other ideas, so another wicket goes, so 2 quick wickets falling here. Yeah, I think a better decision than I would have thought. Yeah, I think it probably would have clipped me the leg stump, so Richardson never really got into a real flow in his innings. Had a strike rate of just above 50 throughout that innings, so he has to depart now. So Global really fighting back here with 2 wickets. They get Hobson and Richardson in Quick succession now. It's 94 for 4. 5 islands. Nazar Williams has made his way, will make his way to the crease. Attempted to cut that one. Lendo starts his third over. Slow ball on this occasion by Lendo, but that one struck down to mid-wicket for 2 more. 96 for 4. You're just pulling away from that delivery, Martin. We wasn't ready. An appeal for an LBW, and LBW he's given, so another one goes. Falling apart here now, 5 islands. So 3 wickets falling in quick succession here. 5 islands, 96 for 5. I'm going to take a look at the replay of that one. Yeah, seemed pretty straight. Well, it doesn't matter so much what I think. The umpire thinks it was out and he gave it out. So 96 for 5 now. Falling away a bit here now. A partnership between Hobson and Richardson just a short while ago was threatening to really push 5 islands total to 150, but now with wickets falling, not sure what the 5 islands team will get here now batting first. Lost 3 quick wickets. So 2 batsmen now at the crease that have not even faced the delivery, so they'll try to settle down quite quickly here. Randall Boston and Williams. Boston just making his way to the crease. Yeah, showing a lot of fly there. That one struck in the air, but it will land safely. .97 for 5. Pulling that one a bit flatter delivery. Good to see her slip in place, playing attacking cricket here. Then this one is struck, runs here. Does it have enough on it? Yeah, just clears the rope. It seemed, yeah, 6 runs. So Good hit there by Boston. That 6 also gets 5 Islands to the 100 run mark. So still 5 overs left here. Might be in for an exciting finish to this first innings. 104 for 5 now. So McKaylee Worrell is back into the attack. Absolutely brilliant figures here by Worrell. Not among the wickets, but he's already into his 4th over and just conceding 5 runs so far. Excellent stuff here by Worrell. So that'll be 5 wides to the total. What the mark is Elijah Yard has had a mixed time behind the stumps for Global Campus, letting a few byes get past him, but also doing some clean work in between as well. He's trying to play on a miss and he's bowled him. So Worrell gets a wicket off his very last delivery. That was his 4th and final over, and he gets the wicket to end what has been a very great spell. Yeah, so getting another wicket there. Global Campus. This one still feel it's a balanced game, this one. No team really. Both teams have had their moments, but no team really dominating throughout so far. The Kwan Yao, he makes his way to the crease. But well, the non-strike has been run out. Yeah, the bowler feel that one and just removed the bails and appeal, and he was given out. So just got napping there a bit. Yeah, and Yao has to depart. Well. Caught sleeping there, Yao, and he has to go without facing a delivery. It's 115 for 7 now. We're into the 17th over now. Yeah, losing their way a bit now in these last few overs. 5 islands. Still 4 overs left, so if they could at least bat out these remaining 4 overs, they could probably still get up to 140, 145 possibly. Of course, Global Campus will be hoping to wrap things up here as quickly as possible. Probably just give themselves a target of maybe 125, 130. This one struck down to mid-wicket. Randall Boston still there in the middle. He's batted pretty well. This one is cut in the air. Gets a thick outside edge. Not where he intended it to go, but he'll get 4 runs. Boston. So he races to 18 now. Yeah, Boston. If he could bat these remaining overs, they could may get a pretty good total still. They could get up to at least 140, 145. Boston has hit a couple good blows. Of course, after this first innings, we're going to have a short break of about 15 minutes or so before the second innings starts. So it's just struck straight to extra cover, so and Lindor does the fielding, the Global Campus skipper. So the delivery, decent over here by bowled by Wilson. Just 6 runs coming off it so far. included the run out of. Yeah, this one's pulled away. Runs here will go all the way. That's 4 runs. So suppose what was a decent over. 10 runs coming off that over, and at the end of 17, 5 islands now. 125 for 7. Chester Scotland will get ready to face his first delivery. Just 3 overs left. 10 runs and over now. They'll be very happy with that. I'm sure 5 islands that 10 runs and over will get them to 155. I think that will be a very competitive score on this wicket. This wicket seems to be a bit tricky to bat on. Seen some uneven bonks and so on. So of course, Global Campus trying to wrap up this innings as quickly as possible. $125 for 7. And he's bowled him. So very first ball, Scotland has to go. 5 islands now, 125 for 8. Let's take a look at the replay of that dismissal. Yeah, no footwork whatsoever, just sticking his bat out, and well, he seemed in a bit of disbelief, but you gotta go, Scotland. Just look back and see his off stump disturbed there, so another wicket there for Global. They're now 125 for 8. Yes, Boston must be really eager now to get back on strike. Quite a couple wickets falling around him. So he hoping to face as many deliveries as possible. Johan C. Daniels. He makes his way to the crease. Quite slowly, might I add. Not in any real hurry to get to the crease. Daniels, he doesn't seem very eager. Doesn't look very confident. I'm not sure if it's lack of confidence or maybe just a bit laid back. Daniels, really taking his time. Yeah, so if I'm Boston right now, I'm probably trying to tell Danny. I probably will be telling Daniels, try to get a single. Try to get me back on strike. Still 17 balls to go in this innings. A lot of runs available. Yeah, just pushing that one. And well, a direct hit. Daniels would have been heading back to the pavilion. But he does his job. Daniels gets that single. Brings Boston back on strike. So not a bad effort there by Daniels. 126 for 8 now. Struck away. Will it go all the way? Yes, it does. So excellent batting here by Boston. Yeah, Boston has certainly shown his capabilities. Race of 26 now off 11 deliveries. 130 for 8. Yeah, I'm certain if Boston could stick around till the end and bat most of these remaining 15 deliveries, 145, 150 is still a possibility. So struck away. That one, does it go all the way? Not sure if it was 4 or 6. Yeah, signal 4, just landing short of the rope. So What an innings this has been by Boston. A lot of interesting surnames in this Five Islands team. Feel like it's a geography lesson. We've Boston is batting now. We had Antigua batting earlier. Boston 30 off 12 deliveries. This one he gets a edge and it runs down to the boundary for another 4. The Five Islands players in the dugout are on their feet, most of them. They know the value of this late surge here. I think this is a very competitive total here for Five Islands. The wicket has been not the easiest to bat on. And you're seeing the value of that single as well by Daniels. He got Boston back on strike, and since coming back on strike, he's struck 3 consecutive boundaries, Boston. 138 for 8. Just pushed onto the offside. And what brilliant batting here to gets a single off the last ball, so he'll keep strike. Five Islands with a solid finish here. They're 139 for 8. Yes, so 2 overs left here in this innings. What an innings here by Boston. Really late charge here by Five Islands. At one stage it looked like they probably would have fall short of that 130, 135 mark, but they're now on to 139 and still 2 overs to go. So 150 very possible here now. Yeah, Johansen Daniels just on 1, but the value of that single he took in that last over, giving Boston back the strike, and since then Boston has hit 3 4s and a single off the last ball of the 18th over. Is he bowled? Yeah, he has to go. So not much of a celebration by the global players. They probably felt that some of the damage is already done, but Lendor gets the wicket of the dangerous Boston. Not much celebration at all. Maybe disappointed that it allowed so much runs to leak in that last over. So 9. So the last pair at the crease now, Fitzpatrick and Daniels. Oh, Cheyenne Fitzpatrick, and I recognize the name. A lot of these really great that some of these athletes taking part in multiple sports. Fitzpatrick also took part in tennis, lawn tennis, for Five Islands team earlier this week. So he has a job to do now with the bat in hand in cricket. Well, the out first ball, so Fitzpatrick, not the contribution he would have liked to make tonight in cricket. The tennis player who also featured earlier for Five Islands, he goes first ball. So Five Islands, 139 all out. After 18.2 of us, we're going to take just about a 15-minute break or so, and we'll be right back to it to see if Global Campus looking to get to 140 for victory. So plays about to resume here at the UWI Spec. This one starts with a wide. Chester, Scotland, the opening bowler for Five Islands. Of course, Global Campus trying to get to 140 for victory. Yeah, that first inning set up by some good knocks from Boston and Hobson. Some of the other batters also got starts, but really struggling to score quickly. Shaquille George and global captain Lendo opening the batting. So again down the leg side, so 2 wides early on here by Scotland. Of course, these UWI games not possible with all the sponsors jumping on board. See Blue Waters at the bottom of your screen there, but sponsors also include Gatorade, Nescafe, Gildas Yogurt, Sunday Ice Cream, UTC, Flavorite and Iceland, all backing the return here of these UWI games. UWI games, of course, first time these UWI games taking place since 2019. So on outside the off stump. So no runs off the bat just yet, just 2 wides to the total so far. So on another play and a miss. Attempting to drive that one, George. Lost wickets throughout their innings. Five Islands. This is the first bat. Okay, so first runs now off the bat. So George gets off the mark. So Lendo will face his first delivery. So on a play and a miss again, so not a bad start by Chester, Scotland, opening the bowling for Five Islands at the end of the first over. UWI Global 3-out loss. Nazar Williams will open the bowling from the other end. Threw it out loss. Global Campus trying to get to 140 for victory. This one cut away, but finds field at point. So the delivery here to start by Williams. Lendo just giving a few instructions to George. Not sure what the delay is about. You're just having a word with the umpire there, probably some take off his gloves and remove it, but seems he's ready to get going now again. Shaquille George. And he's bowled him. Well, it didn't make much of a difference, whatever he was trying to adjust and to his gear and so on, and had a bit of word to the umpire. He has to go now, so early breakthrough here for Five Islands. Yeah, sort of almost like an off-break delivery there by Williams. And he has to go. Three for one. Global Campus trying to get to 140 for victory. Macaulay Worrell was excellent with the ball earlier, but now he has a job to do with the bat in hand. Yeah, so Worrell comes out to join Lendo. Three for one at the start. They would have wanted Global Campus. Perfect start here for Williams, getting a wicket off his very first over. This one a play and a miss. Outside that off stump. Yeah, as I mentioned, I think there will be at 139. Was a decent score posted by Five Islands. Doesn't seem to be the easiest pitch to bat on, wicket to bat on. Saw some uneven bonks, especially from the spinners. The Global Campus spinners earlier, including Worrell. This one cut away. That's a good shot. But there's protection down on that point boundary. Just a single. Four for one in the second over. This one, yes, saw that one keeping a bit low, but spoils though. No ball signaled. So free hit coming here for Skipper Lendo. Yeah, well, could result in the end, so not capitalizing on that free hit. Five for one. Shaky start here for Global Campus. That's another play and a miss, so another dot delivery that will end the second over, and at the end of 2 overs, UWI Global a similar, very slow start we saw earlier by 5 Islands, so similar pattern here now. They're 5 for 1. Single there to Lendo. Scotland has started his second over. Solid in defense, Lendo. Good line and length by Scotland, so decent start by the 2 pacers, Scotland and Williams. Really not giving away much here. We haven't seen no boundaries in this innings just yet, and it's already into the 3rd over. Pushed away, quick single here taken. I tried the stumps with a key. Well, the batsman and the keeper bounce into each other there. That's Worrell and not certain who's the wicket keeper there for 5 Islands, trying to confirm his name for you. Yeah, so both players just a bit shaken up after that collision. Both players seem to be okay, but just taking a look at the replay of that one. Yeah, So a bit hard collision there between the two players, and both taking a while to get back on their feet. Both seem to be okay now. It's on a wide signaled. The keeper for Five Islands is Daquan Martin. This one struck in the air. Will land safely, and it goes for 4. Just one bounce into the rope. So finally, Global get their first boundary of the innings. It's a 4 coming off the bat of McKaylee Worrell. Down to the backward point boundary for 4. Twelve for 1. Global Campus, of course, trying to get to 140 for victory. Excellent delivery to end there by Scotland at the end of the 3 overs. Still all to play for here. UWI Global 13 for 1. This over number 4 has begun. So just pushed onto the offside. That's another single. So run still slow to come by here for UWI Global Campus. Just going along at about 4 runs and over. All of a sudden that target of 140 just looking a little more now, following the slow start. So on a full toss driven. The There is protection down on that point boundary. Can't stop the 2 runs though. Yeah, Williams and Scotland bowling pretty well here in tandem. The 2 right-arm fast bowlers for the Five Islands team. This one shocked through mid-wicket. Just be a single. Struck down the ground. Sixteen for 1, UWI Global. .124 needed in 97 deliveries. So just push onto the offside, another single. So just going along at just a little over 4 runs and over. UWI Global. Five Islands keeping things tight here. Score 17 for 1 after 4. Yeah, so that required run rate just starting to inch up to 8 runs and over now. 17 for 1. Lendo, the skipper for Global, just has 4 off 9 deliveries. Worrell going along a little more quickly, 7 off 9. So just solid in defence. Bang on target there by Chester, Scotland. Another single, so just getting most of the, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, just on the 1 boundary so far in this innings. Ready into over number 5. Really keeping things quiet here. Scotland and Williams, 2 fast bowlers. Flicked away onto the leg side, should get at least a couple runs here. Well, not the best feeling effort, but Fitzpatrick now does does the cleaning up. Need a boundary or two here. UWI Global to sort of just ease the pressure just a bit. So when a struck runs here, they shouldn't get a boundary. Yeah, well fielded on the boundary, just so could return as well. Keeping UWI Global to just one. No sign of spin yet for Five Islands. I'm sure they might want to continue with this pair as long as possible if Bulwell, Scotland and Williams. Now the dot delivery to close, so just 4 runs coming off that fifth over. UWI Global need to get a move on now there. 21 for 1. So we've seen this first bowling, she just want to struck away. Did it go all the way? I'm not sure, lands just short, so four welcome runs there, coming off the bat of Worrell. Actually, it is. Thought it was a change in bowling for a second. It is Nassar Williams starting his third over. Appeal for an LBW seem to get a lot of bats on it, though. It should run away for the boundary, and it does. So 2 fours in this over so far, so excellent batting here by Worrell. He's pushed the score along to 17 or 15 deliveries. $30 for 1. Single turn into 2. I thought it would have just been 1. Yeah, so decent. Just over that, probably UWI Global were looking for to. UWI Global was looking for to sort of get back into this chase. They just moving along at 4 runs and over before this over, but Already 10 runs coming off this 6th over, last over of the power play. This one struck down the ground. This one, Sealer settles on it and takes the catch. So as soon as Worrell really went into another gear there, he loses his wicket and another wicket goes. So UWI Global now 32 for 2. Javid Wilson makes his way to the crease. $32 for 2 now. Started to fight himself. It was a good passage of play before that wicket fell for UWI Global. They struck a few couple boundaries and increased that scoring rate, but then lost the wicket of Worrell. So still anybody's game here. Or as if you're not, Five Islands, one of the newer campuses in the region. Five Islands with their base in Antigua. Global Campus, of course, an online platform used to educate people throughout the region. This one run away to the boundary for another 4, so that eventful over this one. Although Williams got the wicket of Worrell, 3 4s coming in that 6th and final over of the power play. All to play for here still. 34 for 2. Here, well, you see the dot balls already. 20 dot balls already faced. So more than half the deliveries already dot deliveries. So they'll want to try to get some more singles. UWI Global, as this innings progresses, can't afford to continue facing so many dot deliveries. But just still behind that required run rate. Yeah, so wicketkeeper Daquan just struggling to get a helmet on this occasion. Orandel Boston, who had a decent cameo earlier to help get that Five Islands total up to 139. He will come into the attack now. So cracked away. There's protection there on the boundary. Will come back for 2 though. 36 for 2 now the total. Boston shut down the ground. Just pushed on the back foot there. Wilson just pushing that one back to Boston. So an appeal for an LBW and he's out. Stood there for a while, Wilson, but he has to go. And UWI Global now 37 for 3. So Marlon Young is the new batsman for UWI Global. Boston getting the wicket LBW. Yeah. Okay, the last wicket to fall like before wicket, Boston. So he continues his decent night here, Boston. Had a nice cameo earlier and another appeal for LBW. This one probably going down the leg side. Yeah, now signaling the umpire that it was straying down the leg side a bit. So attempted to cut that one, Young. Dot delivery, not yet off the mark, Marlon Young, but I'll bring the enter successful over by Orandel. So they had Orandel has seen if somebody scores making 35 or 15 deliveries. Earlier now he has got a wicket on his very first ball. Yeah, got a wicket of Javid Wilson in that over. 37 for 3. Yeah, so Five Islands just inching in front in this contest here. Yeah, still going just over 5 runs and over they're going at now. Yeah, into over number 8 now. This one pulled away and didn't time that one at all. Lendo. So Lendo struggling to get going here. He's now 11 or 15 deliveries. Really not finding the boundaries as he would have liked. Yeah, that required run rate now. Jumping over 8 runs and over. Hobson is into his first over. Hobson, another batsman who had a lovely cameo earlier in the night. He will be trying to get wicket to his name now. Yeah, if you just feel as though Five Islands with the momentum now, that run rate, required run rate climbing. So an appeal for an LBW. He thought he had his man, and he finally gave on. Took a while, umpire Samuels, but the finger goes. Young is a bit perplexed by the decision, but so UWI Global in all sorts of trouble now. 38 for 4. Yeah, so UWI Global in a real spot of bother here now. Ready into over number 8 and there. 38 for 4. That required run rate climbing out every dot delivery is now 8.16 runs and over needed. Jaden Wilson comes to the crease now to join the captain Moses Lendo. So both Hobson and Boston having excellent matches, all round games for Five Islands, both contributing with the bat and now 1 wicket apiece to them. Flighted this time and it's played straight back to him and another wicket goes. 2 in the over 4. Let's take a look at the celebrations. He goes wild here, Hobson. Large and in charge now, Five Islands. UWI Global, 38 for 5. Yeah, simple caught and bowl. Chance taken by Hobson. Yeah, comfortable catch and look at this, look at him go. $39 for 5. Five Islands well in charge here now. Two wickets in the over so far, bowled by Hobson. What a night, what a match it has been for him. Scored more than 20 early in quick time, really giving Five Islands some momentum in their innings early, and now he's taken 2 wickets in 1 over. Falling away badly now, UWI Global. Again, another batsman taking an eternity to come to the crease. Not very interested in batting. Elijah Yard, the UWI Global wicketkeeper, he comes to the crease. So Lendo, the UWI Global skipper who opened the batting, not wickets falling all around him. He himself as well, Lendo, not playing as fluently, I'm sure, as he would have liked. Desperately need a partnership now, UWI Global. Yeah, so just confirm, yeah, Five Islands not winning any matches before this match, so really on course now to win their first match. 39 for 5, UWI Global. Five Islands still 101 runs away from victory here, UWI Global, and they just have 5 wickets in hand. See the bowling figures there. Nassar, Williams and Hobson taking 2 wickets apiece. Dominant position here now, but it's not all over. But with that required run rate closing on 8.5 runs and over. Starting to get a little more challenging, a little more difficult for UWI Global. So just push forward along the surface. That's Fitzpatrick, who also represented Five Islands in tennis earlier this week. He does the fielding. Someone just solid in defense. Impressive solid defense there by Lendo, but he of course will be looking for runs in this over. Boston started another over. This one struck down the ground. Diving effort to stop that one. Boston goes down to Hobson, who does the fielding. Slow progress here for UWI Global. One driven onto the misfielded by the mid-wicket fielder. Again, just pushing forward at that one, that delivery. Oh, it's nice to see a lot of athletes from other sports tuning into the cricket here at the UWI Spec. Some of them asking us here in the commentary booth what's the score and so on, and some of the global UWI athletes very disappointed to hear that their team are now 43 for 5, trying to get to 140 for victory. UWI Global Need something special here to pull themselves out of this hole. Stay tuned. So the 10th over has just begun with UWI Global. This game slipping away from them now. That required run rate closing in on 9 runs and over. Just had one solid over in this inning so far where they got around 10 runs, I believe, maybe even 12. But other than that over, it's been a bit of a struggle here for the UWI Global team. Some of them have been a bit negative with the batting. Some of them probably have the mindset trying to avoid being out rather than to score runs, which is not the way to go in this format of the game with more good aggression shown there by Yard, but the shot didn't come off for him, so 2 dot balls to start this over by Hobson. Just push that one to the offside. He will get a single here, Yard, the UWI Global wicketkeeper. 5 Islands well poised here to get their first win of this men's cricket tournament at the UWI Games 2026. This one struck down the ground. Over 9 runs and over now, that required rate. Yeah, this partnership 6 off 13 deliveries, so it shows you how tough run scoring has been. So a play and a miss. So I'll bring the 10th over to a close and we'll have a short drinks break after 10 overs with UWI Global struggling here. They're 45 for 5. Plays about to resume here at the UWI Spec. This match between UWI Global and Five Islands. Five Islands, a strong position here now with UWI Global trying to get a 140 for victory there. The halfway stage at 45 for 5. So really need a couple good innings here. This one is struck away. Excellent shot there by Lendor. Lucky just to get a single. It was firmly struck, but there's protection there under cover boundary. Leaving that one outside the off stump yard. Boston has started another over. Boston and Hobson among the leading players for Five Islands in this match. Good all-round performances by those two players. Made a quick 35 earlier, Boston. So pushing that one onto the leg side. Has to try to get a single here to get Lendo back on strike yard. He's just 2 off 10 deliveries. Starting to slip away. This one is, that required run rate is almost 10 runs and over now. Another dot delivery. That's 3 dot deliveries in a row. Gets off the mark now. Yard. Bring Lendo back on strike. It's another quiet over there by UWI Global at the end of 11, 47 for 5. You see the top summary scores there. Nassar Williams with 2 wickets along with Hobson with 2 wickets as well. Hobson starts another over. This one, again, no real intent to score here by Yard. 3 off 13. Something has to give here for Yard. He has to try to make a better effort, probably get a single to get Lendo back on strike. This one a play and a miss, so 2 dot deliveries to start this over. Another play and a miss. So Yard just barely surviving some of these deliveries. Oh, Lucky got a bat on that one. That one would have hit him plumb in front. This one again, another dot delivery. See Lendo giving Yard some instructions there. I hope he's telling him try to get a single here, Yard. We need to get a move on. 11 runs and over needed now. The swing and a miss. That brings her over to a close, and yeah, made an over. So at the end of 12 overs, UWI Global mountain to climb here now. They're 47 for 5. Boston has started another over. Lendo just a single. Has to really probably try to get a few boundaries now, Lendo, because Yada's really struggled. 3 off 18 deliveries, Yard. So some of these players will be at different levels of their career. Some just playing recreationally, some former national youth cricketers. We saw quite a few former national youth cricketers on show, especially for the St. Augustine team, Mona and Cavill as well. So some teams, some players also will be much stronger players than others. Good to see 5 islands taking part in, if not all, most of these 10 sporting disciplines at the UWI Games 2026. The first time competing at the Games. And they're well on course here, 5 islands to come away with this victory. Yes, still just scoring in singles and twos here. A misfield that will bring Lendo back on strike. .91 runs needed in 44 deliveries. 12.4 runs and over needed. So struck away. Just a single. Wanted a second run there, Lendo. That single will finally bring up the 54 UWI Global, but it has come in the 13th over. The Sunnies bowl them, so Boston gets his second wicket. Bowl that one a bit quicker. Boston and Yard has to return to the pavilion, and UWI Global move a little closer to victory in this game, as UWI Global now 50 for 6. So Lajace Bullock is the new batsman. He'll be a non-strikers in to start this over. This one struck down the ground, but there's protection on the long off boundary. brilliant stuff this afternoon by both Hobson and Boston. Both with 2 wickets apiece, and both with cameos earlier to really, quick cameos to really push the Five Islands total to 139 batting first. Tall, imposing figure, Bullock. Needs a few boundaries desperately here. This one a play and a miss, and he's bowled him. So another one goes. Didn't look too comfortable in his short stay at the crease. Bullock, and he has to go now. Well, Hobson celebrates that wicket. He's doing his Imran Tahir celebration. He runs straight down to the boundary to celebrate that one, Hobson. So another dismissal for left arm spinner. Yeah, didn't have a chance to get to that one. He looked the part though. Bullock, very stylish, the pads matching the helmet and so on, but didn't contribute any runs to the total, unfortunately. Yes, it was Zachariah Nana, who bowled quite well earlier. He comes to the crease now. This one is a wide down the leg side, and Byes here. May go all the way, and it does. Yeah, so we were delivery there by Hobson. Fielder did give good chase for that one, but couldn't get his hands on that one. Yeah, tough to see UWI Global pulling off this one that required 113 runs and over now. Just 3 wickets in hand. Just 3 wickets, yeah, so really tough to see UWI Global pulling off, coming out of this hole. Once they could hold on here, UWI will be the first victory of the tournament for Five Islands. And just pushed along the ground onto the offside. Again, another one down that leg side. Well, not called a wide, so it probably brushed the pads, it seems. An appeal for an LBW. Just realized Hobson has a similar run, something similar in his run up to Joshua Bishop, the Barbadian cricketer who played for the Barbados Pride in the 4-day regional tournament this year. Yes, with all fans coming out to show their support at the UWI Games 2026. Tough another batting performance they were looking for, UWI Global. I did feel that 140 would have been a very competitive score on the surface. Saw a lot of uneven bonks earlier. It was in Shrock. Downton mid-wicket boundary, but that looks like Boston doing the fielding down there. Keep the batsman to 2. It's this one down to long on, but just be another single. Need a lot more than that. UWI Global. Global captain, UWI Global captain Moses Lendo's batted for the entire innings so far, but really hasn't found the boundaries consistently. So again, just pushed onto the offside. Yeah, so UWI Global will more than likely come out on the losing end tonight. A tough batting performance for them. They lost wickets from the very start, never really recovered. Appeal for an LBW, not out, says the umpire. Pulled away, runs here. Will it go all the way? Excellent fielding there. That's Hobson on the boundary. What a game for Hobson. He's taken wickets. He's contributed with the bat as well. And now he's doing quite well in the field. Chance for a catch here, but no, that goes all the way. That's 6 runs. So Lendor, the UWI Global captain, not ready to throw in the towel just yet, but be a really tough as it. That required run rate is 17 runs and over. Just need a lot more sixes to come close to this target. .67 for 7. Lendor is on, moves the score to 30, almost scoring half of his team runs tonight. Problem is he hasn't received much help at all. So struck down the ground again. That'll be 4 more. So 6 followed by a 4. So UWI Global, led by Lendor, continue to show some fight here. Still a big ask here for UWI Global. So 4 overs, just 4 overs remaining. Yeah, 71 for 7. Of course, Nana will have to try to get, certainly will be hoping to get a single here to get Lendor back on strike. This one a wide signaled. This one struck away, so we'll get at least a single here. Will bring Lendor back on strike. Struck 2 boundaries in the last over of Cornelius. Richardson is into his second over. So on a short ball, this one struck down the ground. Doesn't have enough on it, will just be a single. Still choosing not to keep strike here, Lendor. I thought he might have maybe considered turning down a couple singles. He started to hit the ball quite cleanly, but I guess he's thinking every run is valuable as well. Really tough decision for him. So pushed along the ground, and a delivery, kind of fought for the deliveries at this stage. 66 needed. Just 21 deliveries left. We'll get a single on this occasion. Over to you again, Lendor. Pull away. Does that have enough on it? Well, excellent fielding. He didn't complete the catch, but he certainly saved a couple runs there. That one probably could have gone all the way for 6, but just deciding to hit that one back. And yeah, good effort there. Actually, it was just a single taken. Not the over they need at this stage. This one is pulled away. Does it have enough on it? Just lands short of Boston there on the mid-wicket boundary. Yeah, another over they would have wanted. It's about 5 or 6 runs off that over, and at the end of 17 overs, UWI Global 77 for 7. So just 3 overs left in this match for a very, very tough ask here of UWI Global. But this one is pulled away. That will be 6 more. Not really giving it a late go here. Little Global captain Lendor. What a hit that was. And brilliant camera work as well from our very own Sachin Mohammed. .83 for 7. Still 20 runs and over needed, so yeah, 76 for 7. So my apologies, making adjustments to the score here. Lendor closing in on a half century as well now. For just adjusting the scores, that's not the correct score at the moment. Yeah, that's more like it. He's on 42. This one driven firmly. Will it be another boundary? It is. What a late innings fight here by the UWI Global skipper. He's on to 46 now. Here's a late comeback on. Top batting here by the UWI Global skipper. So struck down the ground, but he'll just try to dot delivery. Still a tough ask here, but he's showing great fight here, Lendor. Really deserves a 50. So struck down the ground, just be a single. Brings Nana back on strike. Certainly, definitely needs to get a single here. Zachariah to bring Lendor back on strike. The only chance they'll have it, they have any chance at all, Lendor has to face as many deliveries as possible. This one a dot delivery. Not the result UWI Global would have wanted. Another play and a miss. Back to back dot has to come off strike here. Nana, so yeah, that will bring another over to a close. So needed at least 1 or 2 more boundaries in that last over. 5 Islands still in control here. Looking to get their first win of this tournament, 5 Islands. Cornelius starts his... Sorry. Javid Richardson starts his third over. Yeah, 87 for 7. Need a boundary off almost every ball now. That's... Yeah, turning down that single. I'm surprised he didn't try this strategy a bit earlier, Lendo, but he's doing it now. Not deciding to turn down that single to keep strike. 88 for 7. So struck away. Again, just down to... Decides to take the single this time. $89 for 7, so... Down onto the leg side. They'll just get yeah, 2 more to the total. So yeah, so mathematically impossible here now for UWI Global to come away with this victory. Even if they get a 6 off every ball, they will fall short. 48 needed in 7 deliveries, so 5 Islands will come away with this victory. And struck down the ground, just another single, so that brings it 19 over to a close. And at the end of 19, UWI Global now 93 for 7. So welcome back to the action here. This last over starting here. 2 more to the total, but of course this will all be in vain now as they still need 45 runs to get the victory here. Struck down the ground. Well, that will be a swifty, Lendor. Only bright spark here for UWI Global in this innings. What a knock it has been for the UWI Global skipper. He started off a bit slowly, but has grown in confidence and really batting out this entire inning so far. He opened the batting, Lendor. So now flighted delivery by Cornelius. 2 more to Lendor. Actually, my apologies. I thought Lendor got to 50, but actually, score is reading still that he's on 49. So my apologies. He's still 1 away from that landmark. So not single, not taken. So there's 2 deliveries to go to get to his half century, Lendor. Just want to play on a miss, or in danger of falling short of his half century here, Lendor. Here's some adjustments to the score. Being taken, this one is struck down the ground. He'll end another 6-4. Lendor. And what an innings it has been, but that will bring the match to a close. Ending with a half century, Lendor. Yeah, so that will bring the match to a close. Lendor ending on 65 or 54 deliveries and partnership with 55 runs, but it was all in vain. UWI Global ending on 106 for 7, so they lose this one by 34 runs. No, actually 35 runs. So tough. That innings never got going for UWI Global. They lost a lot of wickets at the top of the order and led by strong bowling performances by Hobson. Well supported by Boston as well. Those 2 standout performance tonight for Five Islands. So Five Islands get their first win. So thank you for tuning into 360 TV. Good night and bye for now.